What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to GmiasWorld, and right now we're going to be talking about how to create the best defense in Madden 21 Ultimate Team, and it's very simple based on the fact that a lot of these cards have certain attributes that are above the 85 overall threshold. To kind of further explain that threshold, because a lot of you guys either took the year off from Madden 20, you guys don't understand a lot of the things that have to do with thresholds, but this is something that EA brought out, I want to say, about Madden 16. You know, because before, like in 15, if a guy was just fast and big, you just threw it to him. 25, same thing, at least for me. It became a situation with thresholds about 16 when people just stopped playing defense. Like, dudes would just stand around and just be like, yo, I got a 99 zone, but yo, what's good? You'll just catch the ball right in front of me. A lot of those things started to happen. So what's going on right now is I'm starting to figure out, based on the limited time that I've played the game, if your players don't have at least an ability on them, they are not going to be successful. So looking at these prices right now, I'm trying to figure out exactly who I need to put on the squad and how fast they're going to be, because my outside linebackers and my inside D linemen have to have abilities. Let me explain to you why. Any player that doesn't have an ability that's on your D line or doing whatever, it will, you know, depending on how good they are. Like if you have a JJ Watt, they might make him shed. Some of the higher players may be able to do stuff, but this right here that I'm showing you, you don't really need to have the best players. You need to have suitable players and put the right people in the right spot. So right now, as we check out Zadarius Smith, you know, I was very interested in seeing what he can offer, because realistically speaking, 73 speed is extremely ridiculous, but if we put an ability on him, it's going to help him get off the block. Because remember, we are actually playing these guys at their natural position. So he's actually going to be out there on the outside trying to get in it, you know, super fast. Now, what I've seen so far as the game has been, you know, been out and people have been doing like the EA trial, you can see people that try to escape the pocket, it's pretty similar to being the same thing as it was in 20. It's slightly harder to do if you contain the player, but if you don't have a player with, you know, any ability on him, what happens to him is they just throw him out the way. The running back, a skinny running back with no arms will block your guy without any abilities. So the reason that I'm taking you guys through this journey is to give you guys insight into what's going on. Like, this is the actual realization of it. You are going to have to find some players that are pretty decent with, you know, whatever way you want to go with it. Now, ultimately, as we look at it, I want to get somebody that, you know, has decent speed and I can afford the power up, because without the power up, you can't add the ability. Now, looking at this right here with Chandler Jones, he's pretty decent. You know what I'm saying? You know, you got the TJ Watt, you got other cards going on. The problem is, though, with the way everything is, the prices and the way the market is right now, it will not be that same way at the, you know, at the time the game is released. You have to be smart. You got to figure out, all right, let me see this. Is it really going to be that much more valuable if I get a guy that's faster, but he doesn't have the other like thresholds and, you know, advantages at power moves, finesse moves, whatever? Is that going to be smart? You got to keep that in mind. You know, he's a power rusher. Is that what I'm going to look for on the outside? You see what I'm saying? Like, I have to evaluate that based on what I have seen and the players that I have played against so far. Because most of the players that I've played, they have like, you know, 85, 84 overall teams. And my team is like a 79 overall. Again, if you guys want to see some of those gameplays, head over to GmiasWorld Gaming right here on YouTube and go subscribe. You'll be getting those full gameplays there. So look, the power rusher situation, right? Why did I choose power rusher instead of getting some other type of archetype? Well, my inside linemen are going to have, as I showed you guys in a previous video, I got Nick Bosa and then I have DeMarcus Lawrence. And those guys are like speed rushers. So my thought process is I'm going to get them guys screaming right on the right tackle and the left tackle, and then I'm going to leave it open for my outside linebackers to make a play. That's my theoretical thinking right now. Will it work? I don't know. Are they going to patch the game day one and maybe all of this will be irrelevant? It's possible. But the one thing that is very, you know, I'm sure of is that the abilities on these players is going to have to maximize what your opponent is not doing on his offensive line. Because what I've seen, most of the players that I played against, it's all skill positions. You know, the tight end, the wide receiver, and the QB, they have abilities, nobody else does. So what I'm going to force people to do is to have to use an ability on an O lineman, because I'm going to stack my players. I'm going to stack them all on the line, and I'm coming up with a savage blitz that at some point you're going to have to make a play. Like, you know, with the abilities on these players, and as you can see, I went and got Tyrann Mathieu's power up because, you know, he moves around very good. as a user. I know he's undersized, but he's a good user. We're going to have to create a situation where it's very, very uncomfortable offensively, because another thing that you guys may have noticed is people are running a lot more inside zone. They're still running stretch. I've seen a guy running dive like continuously up the middle, and it cannot be stopped. We cannot allow that to happen. So what do? You know, let's take a look at Chris Jones. Let's take a look at Fletcher. We got to figure out the D tackle position. Very, very important. Now, you see how his price is like 83? I highly doubt that his price is going to stay around that. It might jump up to like 150 or something at launch. I don't know how exclusive it'll be, but this guy is way too slow. Although he has really good numbers on his power move, he's way too slow. And based on, you know, everybody about to get a free Lamar Jackson with the MVP, he's not going to work out very well for you. Now, D tackles with a 71 speed at launch, pretty huge, because you're not moving somebody out of position. You see what I'm saying? I'm not moving a D end and putting him at D tackle. That's Fletcher's natural position. So he's going to be more inclined to make the plays. And plus, I like his price right now. So what you guys have been looking at, based on the previous videos with Nick Bosa, DeMarcus Lawrence, now we're going to secure Fletcher, okay? We secure him. We get a power up for our strong safety, Tyrann Mathieu, who's going to be he's going to pretty much be our user in any defense that we run for the most part. Then you have outside linebackers that you guys just saw. I got Demario Davis also, by the way, so that you guys know that. You guys saw the pack opening, so most of you guys that saw the pack opening know that we got Demario Davis. We're going to put abilities on all these guys, put it together. Remember, 1 ability point per, seeing what they can do, and then just have them set with the new defensive scheme that I'm going to run. Now, at this time, I'm really contemplating staying in a 3-4 set. For those of you guys that are asking, like, yo, Gmi, what you doing? 3-4? What? 4-3? Right now, I'm going to probably stay in that 3-4. Okay, so look, this is just a recap. Chandler Jones, we got the Demario Davis power up. We got Tyrann Mathieu's power up. We got, Fletcher Cox coming in. We got his power up. So these are the cards that we're going to be using. Now, remember, I have very limited time because this is a trial. So I can't go through everything step by step to show you exactly what's going to be happening. But I just wanted to go ahead and break that down for you and let you guys see exactly what's going on. At this point right now, I'm just trying to maintain my daily objectives, get those done, and just be ready to go by the time the game is actually available and I don't have a time limit. But I'm giving you guys the insight into it so you understand exactly what's going on. But that's what you're going to need. Power-ups for all your base players, and we're going to have to put the proper abilities on them and set our front 7 so vicious your opponent is going to be running around his room screaming. That's the goal. I'm going to see you guys and girls next time. You have an unbelievable day. Until next time, one love, y'all.